Did you know the average Canadian pays over $1,300 a year just in credit interest? Yeah, $1,300 just to borrow money you already didn't have. But here's the wild part. Most of us aren't bad with money. We're just using credit cards the way that banks hope that we will. And today I'm going to be showing you how to kind of flip the script. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly the method that I use to turn credit cards from a $60,000 problem into something that's literally gotten me 30 plus free flights in the last 5 years. Let's talk about how you're using your credit card wrong and how to make credit card companies absolutely terrified of you. They're probably not actually going to be terrified of you. They're worth trillions of dollars, but anyway, first I wanted to start with a bit of a background first, so to see if you can relate to this a little bit. My first real credit card adventure started in 2009. I say real because I technically had one of those cute student cards before that. Those cards that are like, here's $500 so you can start your life in the hole early. It was one of those kind of cards. But in 2009, I was 20 years old, young, dumb, and the world was basically screaming to go make financial mistakes. My bank approved me for $1,500. And listen, like, for those of you under 25 years old watching, back in 2009, $1,500 felt like Bezos money. My brain was like, these idiots trust me with this? I proved very quickly that I was the idiot. I had zero guidance, none. I just knew one thing: pay the minimum balance, which was literally $10. So my routine became a few simple things: use my debit card, watch my debit card get declined, switch to the credit card, promise myself that I'd pay it off on payday, and then when payday arrives, suddenly paying the balance off in full became a suggestion. So I got paid on Thursdays, and Thursdays are dangerously close to the weekend. And what's on the weekend? Chaos, temptation, bad decisions, and bottle service. Why would 20-year-old me pay off my credit card when I could go clubbing instead? So I'd toss my credit card that little $10 minimum on payday and be like, don't ever say I did nothing for you kind of thing. And I'd repeat that for years. My 20s were basically a montage of financial irresponsible choices. They say your 20s are for making mistakes and learning. And trust me, I overachieved on the making mistakes part. Learned a lot later. And out of my $100,000 of debt, credit cards were about $60,000 of that. 60,000. So when I say I know how to use a credit card wrong, ooh, you better believe I know how to use a credit card wrong. But here's the thing. Banks want you to think that using it this way is normal because of interest. That's like their favorite child. They hand you that card and they're like, here's $1,500, champ. You're pre-approved already. We trust you. And then they whisper, and if you don't pay your balance in full in time, we're gonna charge you 20% interest for the rest of your life. 20%. That's not interest. That's like a mob loan with a nice logo. So let's get into how I flipped the script. Simple, no BS steps. Number one, stop thinking of your credit card as free money. A credit card is not an emergency fund. It's not a magic wallet. It's not a bonus paycheck. Think of it like protein powder. Supplements are not meant to completely replace your meals, just like a credit card should not be replacing your actual money. So here's the golden rule. Only buy things on credit card if you already have the money in your bank account. Full stop. No wiggle room. No, but I get paid on Friday. If the money doesn't exist, don't tap your card. Number two, know your payment date like you know your Wi-Fi password. The day your payment is due, that's the day that interest will jump out of the bushes and punch you in the urethra. Mark it on your calendar. Set a reminder. Tattoo it on your forehead if you're feeling spicy. Because missing that date doesn't just hit you with interest. It also hits you with late fees, which is like, you don't have my money, so here's a fee for missing my fee. Thanks, bank. I appreciate you. Number three, use the right card for your lifestyle. Most people will use whatever card a friendly sales rep talked them into. So now you've got a Canadian Tire credit card, a Walmart credit card, a Costco credit card, a card from a store that you don't even shop at anymore. You're spreading your spending so thin that your rewards are basically pocket-lint. So ask yourself, what kind of value do I actually want? Do I want free groceries, free travel, cashback, points that I could use anywhere? Your lifestyle should dictate your card, not the guy in a vest at checkout. Now we're going to talk about exactly how I haven't paid for a single flight in 5 years despite going on over 30 flights. Rule number 1, I only spend on my credit card if the money is sitting in my bank. This will also open your eyes to exactly how much money you're spending throughout the year, and it might spark some more ideas for you on how you can maybe earn more, to spend more, to make more points. Rule number 2, I pay off my credit card at the end of every single day. Yes, I'm a little bit unhinged, but I sleep beautifully. Rule number 3 is I use my Amex Cobalt because the points are nuts. Plus, I use a Visa that complements the Amex Cobalt and earns the exact same points. I only have that Visa just in case the store doesn't accept Amex. That's it. 2 cards, no chaos, no debt, no stress. My debit card sits in my wallet and collects dust. If you're using your credit card wrong, it's okay. Most of us learned the hard way, just like I did. But you can flip this. You can get out of debt. You can make credit cards work for you instead of draining you. And if you want help, if you want to learn from someone who has once had $60,000 in credit card debt and dug his way out of it, grab the free workbook down below. And hey, maybe we'll end up working together one-on-one. And I'll see you next week. You're spending your spread. That's a tongue twister. You're spending what? You're spreading your spending. Oh, why is this so hard to say? For a single flight in 5 years, despite